leaning towards actually creating some of that chaos once again, which we'd see. I mean, they were talking about, you know, innovating set pieces on the fly during that game with
Heretics
the Yoru.
on
And
defense.
actually speaking with Boo last week after the
Koi
game,
on attack.
he was talking
Weber
about just
on
how
the
much
breach.
now internally, obviously the energy's changed. We saw that visibly down on stage, but also becoming like a round table discussion here. But wow, big exchange here to kick off a pistol round.
Of course he starts off with a fast kill.
Brimstone down immediately.
Oh, of course he's eating an ace.
There was a trade out, and it is going to be successful for Koi. Fantastic work initially. Mixwell a little overextended here. And I almost kind of roll again back to that
nice
game
damage
that
has been
kind
done,
of
but probably
threw
too
us
much for
all
Weber
into
to
such
win
a
this
curious
one.
position. It feels like Giants were seduced into playing a
Oh my
game that
goodness.
Heretics wanted,
What
right? It was that, I
the
want to
hell
get
is-
Puggy. Okay, we're going to face them. You saw the absolute fury on Pipson's face. I do want to see if Barbar can potentially keep Koi away from that, if that's something they can maybe fall away from and deny Heretics that Puggy style that completely changed the outcome of the game.
Absolutely, I think as well, just to note as well, Weber slipping them to the
No
breach
idea
here
where
and having
anyone
that
is.
double duelist definitely enables that for Heretics. Over here, 1v2, time ticking away. I don't think anybody's really going to overextend here in main, but there's two to find.
It'll be tough for Vova, needs a mistake to be made. That's not going to help matters. And neither's that. Yeah, this is now
Nice
effectively
pistol
impossible.
from Koi.
So a good start here for Koi.
Not entirely
After
sure
a
how the
very
nade
scrappy
managed to
fight
do
by
so much,
Dish,
but
almost
must have just been good
overextending,
timing.
committing towards it.
Overcommitment, I'd say, really on that, especially when it's the Brimstone.
Do we have any more info on C? Not really. I mean, it was announced that there was personality issues,
off-screen where the second kill comes
and that he's not playing.
Well, Weber tried to tank the paint shell there. It's unfortunate, but Koi come out on top of the trades. They were at least stacked up enough to punish whether or not Heretics were going to commit to that engagement.
Yeah, and I think the role swap is curious for me in the aspect of I want to see how well Weber can facilitate Mixwell here. He needs to almost be selfless in play if he does want to try and get the most out of what they've got here. This buy coming out from Heretics is extremely light. I think there's only a ghost being brought into, so this should be pretty comfortable if anyone falls.
Double rifle. This can be a rifle into the next round.
Take over A main,
Let's see how many people die.
Pressure, but again, you're going to have Wolfen watching that back line pretty comfortably.
Being pretty proactive at the moment. This is a rifle if they manage to overwhelm. This actually.
To greet a couple of members of Heretics
has some
here
legs.
if they start to follow through.
That's probably the signal to go.
Swings actually catches a double headshot. Ton of damage done,
nicely
finds a third as well. And actually, that's going to be the audible called midway through this.
Yeah, still with
But how have you done that then?
This is perfectly fine. Actually works out quite
How
well.
you got that one
Yes,
perfect?
do still have to be diligent about Boo, considering the Wolfen did take a little bit of damage. But I doubt he's going to be the first man forward
Jaws,
here.
what's
So,
up? What's up?
as it stands, again, let's see if
been
Boo
a
can do
long
some
one.
chip damage here. That'd be very nice. Small silver lining, as Koi should comfortably
Got
find
two
this, and
armor
they do
rebuys.
so far. Trek's very clean
That's
on
it at the
approach. This is
moment.
great for Koi. Again, I want to see
Not too much.
almost an overabundance of discipline throughout this matchup, because if Heretics do get allowed that freedom that we know that they did thrive in, that's where my worries start to begin. But Koi, again, have their own woes throughout this regular season, so do have to keep that in mind.
Classic in hand for Revolver, and really looking for Koi not to give away any of these weapons. Control the damage. I mean, Starzo was a little bit ahead there, but we'll find it regardless.
Let me refresh this.
Round for Koi, and speaking role swaps again, just at the start of that round, now to have Starzo to pick up the race here for Koi. Obviously, Wolfen's been the discussion. I think previously, actually, he had a phenomenal performance individually. Only criticism being on the attack. There was
No, come on.
Oh, you got 2 rounds to talk about, Mike.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
This really
Well,
get a paycheck.
it's lucky we've just started a discussion about something. Really,
slow down and expand.
So the thing really about Wolfen, the only concern really being, and it being fractured that we start off here.
It's been a whole day of them.
He was dying a lot.
What's going on here?
First
What's
on
happened?
the attack, and we know how
What is
crucial
this?
some of those positions
Headphones?
can be
New
when you
headphones?
set up for a lurk, and
New
how
NS?
quickly actually the flanks come through from the defenders. So that's something that maybe breaking out of that duelist mindset, committing to engagements, not just gathering or receiving that information, being able to regroup. It's definitely something I've got my eye on. Considering we know Heretics going to look to play a little more fast, a little more loose, a little more reactively. Whether that's reflected on the defensive half, we'll have to wait and see, sure. But
And I actually quite like that at this point, Barbar and the boys are still trying to find comfort here, be it just directly against the team they're facing, sure, but overall, I don't
Mini
think this is
hasn't
a
even
bad
sent me
idea
yet,
to potentially
Cam.
explore.
comfort's the key
too
word
selfish.
here, and even just hearing again, the thing of
I might have one
right,
though.
Corey, they have problems on the stage. That has to come through from finding players.
Free sent me one today on Twitter, so maybe
I guess setting players
maybe
up
I have one
to
that I
perform
can
at their
forward
best,
to you.
and comfort is the key component there. Well,
he's very comfortable. He nicked that off one of the
I was going to say it's very early on here, but already there's arms up.
Mini probably doesn't
Legs
even have
crossed,
it, to be
pillows
honest.
Yeah, it is
just
quite late
trolling.
here though. To be honest, it is about 8:45. If you are just tuning in and you're wondering what time it is in the world, in Germany,
Koi?
it's
Yeah, Koi
quite late.
is still qualifying.
Not quite
I'm pretty
sure.
sure.
On the issue as yet.
A lot has to go right for them. A lot has to go right. It's something like a 1%, maybe not even 1% chance, but
I think I saw
it's
Kelly
very,
maybe messing around with his in-ears, so it
very
could
low.
be that. But again, that's a bit of guesswork here. But hopefully we find out what the problem is. Yeah, I think he's putting his in-ears back in now.
We're still in the lobby, so that's from what we've seen this week already.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
That might cut it down to only 10 minutes rather than 30. The in-ears are quite tricky. Yeah, it is an in-ear.
Pangro, thank you so much, mate. Appreciate the gifted today as well. Take it easy.
Oh, he's thinking about it.
He's thinking about it. Here we go.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Oh, got the remix on that.
Yeah. Oh, Christ.
Jesus.
Same. Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely lots of things here. The other thing as well, with it being week 1, the last time we saw Fracture from Koi, we are talking about a very different Koi nowadays. Yeah. That progression hasn't been there throughout the season, and even early on, where they were doing damage and going toe to toe with some of the teams, we haven't really seen that, to be honest. We've seen lots of one-sided affairs, round score aside. He's taking it off again, so
that's not a good look.
That's not a good
Koi,
sign.
I mean, there has been
That's
outside
actually
of the
an
Na'Vi
awful
game,
sign, I would
even just
say.
the map
It's
wins
not
they've
good.
garnered was Pearl against BBL 13-3 and Ascent against Carmichael 13-8. Outside of that, it's been quite a drought. So they haven't been able to really manage what they wanted, and it's ridiculous to me that they were even able to get past Na'Vi in that first game and then fall off a cliff.
yeah, exactly. It's such an anomaly, because even if you think about it, you look at the standings, and they're sat below 2 teams that have had to deal with
16-hour stream, yeah, that's all they're doing. They're just securing.
Again, they don't need explaining
securing
over
the 16-hour
Heretics being
stream.
one of them, to be honest. Again, the timing of this change coming through, and even just come back to that conversation with Boo last week, he was talking about the entire team being revitalized, not just him having the confidence once again in this IGL role, having Weber in there.
What time did I get up? Honestly, though, it pretty much was 12 hours and 51 minutes ago. It was a straight-on roll out of bed,
the 5
turn the
scrims
PC on.
coming into last week's series, none of them being on Pearl. It was basically, let's call the
That's what
veto,
it was.
20 minutes, let's come up with some stuff in a custom game, and it looked good. It looked really good.
The scary thing is, what does that say about Valorant bigger picture?
Need to go sleep. Mate, I miss Weber playing?
How
Come
many
on.
times do you see the
I'm
the
gonna watch
DNA
Weber.
structure of the old G2
It's
roster in that lineup who used to do that puggy style time and time
It's
again?
their bread and butter.
It was, and eventually, obviously, they fell to the likes of your Fanatics, your Na'Vis under different titles at the time, even your Liquid to an extent when the more refined style came in.
Here we
and
go.
it was handled. So you started to see them kind of fall off from that capability, but
Tell me
initially
this
it did
works
work,
now.
and they do have a great deal of raw power, right? So it's like, it's always been, can they make that raw power refined? Can they bring it into a way to make it work? So if Weber being this, almost micromanaging everything actually helps, then that could be a bigger conversation for them down the line, that they need a hard line, dedicated IGL who will simply micromanage like an absolute monster.
For sure, because I think one of the
Mate,
biggest
he's got
things
the
as well
pillow
is
out and
conversation
everything to
topic
sleep
I've come
with.
back to
That's
multiple
incredible.
times, actually, of Over's performance last week.
Mate,
I
that's
think
next
he is
level.
one
That's
that
how many
thrives
tech
in that
pauses we
kind
get
of-
in.
We always use the words bravado
People,
and kind of...
people are picking
There's
pillows
an
in.
element of arrogance to some of the plays he makes, but a rock-solid anchor historically.
Mate, Doom Bros,
So
you need
to
to get
have
on
him
this.
kind of brimming with confidence again, being active on stage, getting up on his feet last week, it's those sort of things that give you a little bit of hope to ride
Pillow,
on, right? That
blanket,
maybe we see some of these
everything.
players return to some of the form that we know they're capable of.
It's crazy you could say the same for Koi as well, to a degree, seeing those glimmers from Stark so and some of their games.
Absolutely, yeah.
Dude, actually looks like he fell asleep for a little bit.
All aligns.
Shados,
yeah.
That was so
it is
good.
the roster
Actually
of,
looked like he actually fell
what
asleep for a
could
little bit.
be,
Man, that
and
reminds
it
me
just
so much of
didn't
that
come
paint
together.
thing.
Now,
There was a guy
it
in
can
a
just
guy
be
in an
how
official
the,
that fell
the
asleep
run goes. It looks like headsets are back
in
on.
CS.
Keep 'em on.
and he was on stream.
He doesn't look happy.
And he fell asleep for a round, and then he woke up, and then he gets a 3K or
he's
something.
not
I think it was a
Right,
3K,
headsets
maybe a
off again.
2K, I can't remember. It was incredible.
Something wrong with that left side. He doesn't like it.
I hate to say it, but it always seems to be the player in that seat as well that has the audio issues.
Yeah, the clip-on does
like
too. Yeah, it's wild.
One of the odd events I worked in, I think it was Barcelona. It was like a trade show. And for some reason, there was just like a weirdly dead area on the stage, and it was like a whole day we couldn't get teams to play because one PC would only get 60 FPS, exactly the same PC as every other. You'd move it.
Am I hopping on the new Zelda game after this? I was tempted to play a bit of Diablo while I uploaded, I'm not gonna lie, but it might be a little bit too late. I was hoping for a quick, easy day. But yeah, not going to be happening.
Been responsible for about 3.5 hours of delays so far this season.
Not going to be happening.
Well, maybe committing to the head.
Man, I don't think I'm going to get the new Zelda, honestly.
I'm loving the live action shots here. Just
yeah, we're really keeping up to date on this. We need the FIA to come
down. We'll
get some live
the open
updates.
plays now, right? Pretty much.
Give them a microphone.
Open like an hour ago, maybe.
Oh,
that's a very good
okay, here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. Looks like we're back underway, so thank you for your patience. And as I said, we only saw really 2 rounds. There's not much to really chew
we
through,
didn't miss
but
too
we get
much.
into the bonus here. So looking at what they're going to be coming in with, a decent buy. Well, at least remainder of a buy for what Koi's bringing in, which will be what, the Bulldogs. So you do have that rifle on tracks. That's quite nice.
I mean, actually really good progress for Starzo towards the show.
Let's see what Heretics can do on the bonus.
At death and a kill,
it's sorry, what Koi can do on the bonus. It's
so even
it's
to come
decent.
into the bonus here with the possibility of it, it's actually kind of huge. Even if they retrieve this orb as well, actually, but they are walking into the Killjoy setup.
Up on the north side of the map, this is lovely. Clearing up quite early on now.
They can both
I mean, it's both of them. Yeah, you can both do that if you want.
Nobody close to hear it either.
And Boo's going to note that there were players here early, and he's going to feel this pressure. So if he can do a bit of damage, okay, maybe not as much. And considering Mixwell fell at the same time, that's actually really underwhelming.
Bonus is looking great. This guy's going to break the trip. Oh man, where the comms. Someone tell Weber about the trip.
In quite some detail, so
now they know they're both here. And the ult helps as well.
A whole lot of problems.
Wolf in 1 HP. Starkso has his ult to delay a lot of time. Shados has the aftershock.
The stars I find
They have a lot of time delay here.
Wolfen's found a kill regardless.
Yeah, the fact he even got one-on-one seems unbelievable. I thought he was kind of irrelevant now. He's going to play as late as he could, but still finding so much damage. Kellogg's is being given nothing here. The best he could hope for, that Wolfen would be still lazing around towards underpass, and the timing, he does actually manage to catch him, but he's going to have to get
really
out
good
of this
bonus.
one, and I'm a little surprised here because it felt like
really
Heretics
good bonus. 2-9 on top of this.
Some
not going to be able to
maybe
buy. Just going to have a low buy. Got the hero gun.
As well. Having both duelists to come through, I think Weber trailing a little bit behind, but certainly if you have the breach behind your Raze and your Jet, there's a real opportunity to break back through Arcade there. And I think they get the indicators early enough from B main that that's what's about to happen.
Yeah, Boo broke the camera early. He got pretty much spammed down. At this point,
yeah. 1 HP on Wolfen.
But even with that in mind, it was still a win out on the site.
Yeah. That makes it even worse, actually. Still with 1 HP, he gets a second.
Yeah.
Could the hero judge maybe over towards heaven? Doesn't look like it.
Opportunity, right place, right call. That could have really stilled the confidence and solidified it.
Wait, the hero judge under his. Okay, I like this. And we got the satchels in case they need to do something crazy with it.
From Heretics towards A.
Big denial over towards A main. 4-1 setup.
Kellogg's here to complement over in A main as opposed to using the paint shot. Maybe because Mixwell has got the judge positioned over towards Dish, but Boo hasn't heard anything just yet. Kellogg's will drift this direction to help him, but
Kellogg's is here now with the gun, but this smoke's about to go, and we only have one more.
Can do absolute wonders with this rifle. He needs a lot here, Lauren.
Honestly, they might just avoid the gun.
Which means they're just going to drift back over towards A.
They didn't particularly fall away from this either. They still had.
That's the last smoke out of them as well, so they kind of earned it in terms of that.
So that's going to be leaning back towards the A site, and
no smoke to block vision here.
But keep in mind the weaponry. It's not ideal. And the first player
Judge has been smoked off.
Almost targeted here.
Weber has to do everything.
Well. That's not pretty.
Okay, that was not pretty.
But it will be the site now looking pretty safe for the taking. Mixwell can't really challenge across too much with that judge. So for now, Plant going to come in unless he flies down with some mad bravado and somehow pulls off miracles. He's going to have to come on towards Kellogg's to do something quite fantastic.
Got the dash, got the blast packs, but unless they get a kill here, they feel out of reach.
That's one on the site. And Starkzo's having none of it. And Kellogg's is
Okay. I jumped
easily
on
in
the
his vision.
Stark. Honestly, when I saw him do the satchel, I thought he was going to go top side, and I thought it might have been good for some. It's a nice start from Koi. Second buy round for Heretics. Maybe they do a timeout. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's an important round for them. Don't want to be going 5-0 down.
Koi actually playing very, very reserved right now. It's a very, very well handled anti-eco.
Seems really weird, Bacan. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you.
With the rifle there, with the judge there.
Not my go-to spot.
To avoid all of that threat.
Not even in my top 3 go-to spots on this map with a judge, to be honest. But I think he was under. I think he was underneath drop, and then they lost A main control, so he had to go into drop.
A main seems the most logical, right, to deny that early control, but so we know Fracture's very hard to defend if you just sit back and wait to try and absorb some of these hits. And
it's in your bottom 3 spots to play then.
It is to retake both sides sometimes. So hopefully, I mean, if Kellogg's is feeling confident, obviously we know the tech pause was due to his audio, but
Teeds, what's up?
I do want to see at least one
Maybe.
of these duelists activated on
blocked.
the defense for Heretics.
Getting blocked out here.
And put that in motion now, to be honest, it's already a 4-round deficit. I mean, another buy round here, and
AUWU,
a very large gap.
Yeah, we haven't
gifting
seen
over
much
us
from
sub.
Heretics
Thank you so much, Alexander. I don't know if he's here at the moment, but is sometimes. Welcome into the sub club. Thank you for doing that, dude.
Spoilers?
Appreciate it. Thank you for the gifted.
I don't think it's
Player 4th? No, it's not. It's Lotus and Ascent.
Nope, just split. It's very confusing. They do have a lockdown and the orbital strike at least as well bring in, so that could be quite influential. I want to see if there's something in mind for it. It does seem as though that challenge towards A is going to be the target focus coming out from Koi. So already Stark so quick to the task, and Mixwell's got to be pretty careful here.
Right there. Sarzo creating so much pressure here, and the weird thing to see, Mixwell actually backing away from most of the engagements now. Actually stands up to one, Weber doubles down, but Koi respond with 2 of their own.
Yeah, even Wolfen finding Kellogg's kind of around Dish opens up a couple of opportunities here. Trex quite far out, got to be careful. That pain shell was pretty close by. There's still a chance in this one though.
Oh, he is there. What's up, dude?
A little bit more relevant, forced to fight forward. Nice use of the orbital strike. They just need a round at this point, really. So, Trex looking very vulnerable. 51 HP. Just have a little bit of kit to play with, but
Spike's down by door here.
Get that back to hand. He's still got 47 seconds left to play with. It's going to need one of Heretics to over-peak or do something a little silly, which I'm hoping we don't see, that they can kind of slip into a more disciplined, calm look here. Trex not going to be given any easy fight.
Yeah, I think taking time here is fine. Again, if he can get a kill and he can die, that's an ult into the next round, and it's a good chance to reset. Also, money's pretty low, so any bit of damage that he does is great.
If Heretics does a ton of damage to him, down to 33 HP now.
Like this.
Mixwell.
Yeah, love that. That's perfect. Bit of damage done. Get the ult into the next round. Heretics win out a round. Only 2 people survive. 1-9 loss bonus if they lose this. Bit of a nightmare with everyone having to buy these 3 Magalico.
But you definitely wanted the option to at least.
How's the Bacan as well? Gifting one over towards Connor. Good to see you, Connor.
But yeah, curious at the start here, in terms of comparisons to what we saw last week from Heretics, Mixwell backing away from so many engagements.
Bacan, thank you so much for the gifted.
Last week we saw him commit to so many engagements when it almost defied logic, right? And that was what played to their strengths, really. It was throwing Giants off their game.
Bacan. Connor, welcome
because Mixwell was looking to double down on solo engagements.
It was about the first time, though, in this just gone round that Mixwell actually won the fight against Darkseid.
Exactly.
So the one that goes on the board. I want to see Mixwell confident. I'm kind of hoping we see more of that, maybe slowly happening.
Money's not too bad. I like how they approach this one. Getting over towards A control, getting the orb, making sure we have the orb. What do we got planned with these? It might be worth Koi using everything into this round, to be honest with you. Do we have a combo? Is this guy going to get melted in heaven?
2 big retake ultimates away for Heretics, but have over set up towards tower here.
He's definitely getting melted.
Rover will fall
to a good overview of that one.
Very nice. I don't think it would have spotted Boo or kind of gone past Boo, so he will be able to keep his life. Mixwell allowed a little bit of room. A little ambitious, really. But Boo's still in the battle, so going to take down Stark, so he gets no freedom towards the fight. Shados trades back in. This feels a little messy, but this is what the game's going to be like, it seems. As now we look at the last 3 standing, Kellogg's, Weber, and Mixwell.
Yeah, Boo forced into such a strange position. Wolfen Does pick up some information here with the spy cam. Reveals it for Trex, but got to respect that blade storm for the time being. Mixwell elsewhere. We'll find Cold Menta. Weber's followed through on this.
Yeah, now it's on Shados really. Trex needs to try and hold that cross, do something. And he's done just that. Great work from Trex. Now Shados, a 1v1 basically on the site here. He's going to have other problems, but you've got Trex holding your side, and there's nothing that Mixwell can do.
Surely not.
He's got 1 HP for a couple more seconds now. It's built back up to 22.
Okay.
Not a fight he wants to take there.
Well, that's
nice work between Trex and
That's
Shados
the instant reset after they win. It can't get much worse. Weber has no money.
If Boot took some damage or
These two kind of have no money. If they wanted to try and squeeze out a light armor buy, I mean, they kind of could, and Weber takes a hit. He has been using the Guardian anyway.
Beautiful setup from Koi to isolate that kill. But yeah, very sloppy in the initial exchange there.
I think we're just going to be seeing shades of that throughout this matchup.
Especially now with the financial situation for Heretics in this half already.
Yeah, and even considering Heretics' issues of having to play with Weber and not having the 4-5 and all the other problems aside, Koi aren't exactly having the best season themselves.
No.
So this is not going to be a pretty game of Valorant.
He's gone here
There's
again.
No two ways to describe
Mixwell's
it. So
really trying
if anything, Koi just need to keep that
trying to make
try
it
and
work.
close out a clean map here. A 5-1 already in a very solid way of playing. This is looking quite good so far. And the right read here.
As I said,
this is nice though. If he gets full info on this and they can heavy rotate, maybe the judge can get her in time. How many smokes we got? We have one more smoke to Boo. Better smoke this. Can the judge get through?
Spam through the box.
Oh dear. Well, that's a sight for theirs, isn't it? Now
Mixwell
has somehow got the spike for Trex. Position a little deeper, make sure that does
this
not
feels like
go
it's going to be a
to
very
any
one-sided
further
game at the
problems.
moment.
And
It's not
last
looking
two, you've got a
great.
Frenzy
It
and a Ghost,
is
so
Koi's
you're gonna
map
feel that
pick
Koi
at
can
least, though.
stabilize this, unless
So
Weber's
I'm
got
hoping
some magic here.
for better things when we get over towards low.
Shadows not a million miles off for that spam either, but that was on the dash through.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Finds one.
Can we see the scoreboard at some point? I'm just wondering where Weber is on the board here, because he's, starting to heat up a bit. How are we looking?
It's not as dramatic as last week.
No, it's not, but it's early days. Don't worry about Weber. He'll, he'll activate. Source it up a little. I feel like this game's starting to fall away from Heretics. I'm kind of maybe expecting another timeout to hit at some point here.
No coach is actually playing the game ranks, apart from Mini. I reckon Mini has a lot of time, it seems. Mini's out here grinding for Radiant and got one of the best teams.
Quite impressive. That was not just a blatant lie.
I found something.
You really went to the depths
here.
Big
and deep.
Yeah. But we do, little something. We've got Kellogg's on an operator. That could be quite exciting.
Yeah, posting his clip from DM on Twitter.
Going to be played in
That's a
nicely
classic. Where is
here.
Mini?
This is all on Mixwell because, oh dear. Well, nope.
Well, this was a full Byron.
He's not having a game. And that operator now it's not going to come into play.
No. I've got to hold on to this, to be honest. There's no way back into this
site. This is a nightmare.
Koi just going through the
motions. This map is well and truly done. I know it's really early, but they don't have much.
I guess the other thing
they really don't have much on this.
I still just don't feel like this map plays very well to the puggy style that Heretics were able to do well in.
Oh, no, definitely not.
This is almost the antithesis of it. One of the hardest ways to activate on this.
For sure, this is one that leans towards Boo's strengths as an IGL in terms of that push and pull.
3 matches a day, that's impressive for a coach.
With this sort of approach to it so far.
That's unheard of.
What are they going to be able to achieve on attack is the real question.
Yeah.
They have to keep this within
on a really good month, that would be a month for me.
Yep. And there goes the operator. Yeah, that's been pried out of their hands.
Why do they pick defense with double duelist?
And here's the thing, I've got to kind of, once again,
I haven't got much for you. I don't think they have much planned on this map, to be honest with you.
Draw out a messy game against Giants. Koi, credit to them here, have not entertained that at all. It has been very clear-cut. It's been quite concise, and they've kept composure here. I quite like the changes we're seeing. Wolfen looks actually quite comfortable in this role as well. He's doing very nicely. Sarxo doing nicely as well. It's actually enjoyable to watch those
Like I said, last time we saw Koi on Fracture, Wolfen performed very well on this Cypher. Like I said, we've seen him experiment
towards Weber.
I guess Agent Paul aside, we've seen him dip his toes on the Killjoy. Hasn't really, blown me away, but here he's able to replicate that same week 1 performance.
See if there's any stopping power this time. The purchase is shoddy.
There is a small chance that they qualify. It's something like they have to win both games, and then there's like 3 outcomes that people have to lose. I can't remember. It's a very low percentage chance for Koi, but there is a possibility, a small glimmer of hope.
The A site here through Dish, they're actually going to win out. It has been a stack towards B.
Element of paranoia from Heretics on the back of some contact.
I think that's right, because it has to be like a 4-way tie or something. I can't remember it.
The push, and it's now. Okay. The internal clock wasn't far off. Maybe a second or two, he could have actually caught that rotation and information finder.
Korea drifting back though, almost baiting into the fact that it's the Cypher. They feel as if they found the lurker, right? They're actually going to drift back and hit this site. It's only of over and a.
Okay, there's tuning, because Heretics have a chance for this round. An early kill.
Marshall and a Sheriff, so a chance to do some damage, but.
Killjoy. Oh. Does the nade kill the Killjoy?
The lockdown's going to burn up a lot of time here.
Nice.
It's actually dealt with, it's destroyed.
I'm not sure.
They weren't believing in it though.
Paint shell?
Yeah, it was a nice nade.
They're actually running back towards A. This is just ridiculous.
Wait, but everyone's here. Does Mixwell have a nade?
This is
and Boo has his ult. They can't win.
Shell. We've got the orbital strike. There's lots.
Yeah, and they can
bring ult. This is a shocking call, if I'm honest.
They've overcooked this one massively.
This is horrific.
Jesus.
Yeah, not pleased by that at all. Heretics just had to run back and forth, and they basically won the round.
It was a Melons round though. I'm not gonna lie, it was a Melons round.
Again, the lockdown almost indicates.
So basically, what I think happened was they didn't have confidence that the nade was gonna break, and then they had no confidence that this was gonna happen, and then because of the ult, the call had already been made to go to the other site, and then they just went with it.
You deal with the lockdown, you've got a smoke down there next to it.
Just run it.
Commit
so
to
that's
it.
pretty much what happened, but they had to, again, they had to kind of, this was more on Starkzo being like, my nade's hitting.
They were on a
but even I wasn't confident after seeing it, so I'm not sure he was super confident.
Bizarre choices. Kellogg's again here.
But yeah, the call was made before the nade had killed it.
See value from this investment, to be honest with you. It's the second time
and
we're
then
seeing
they just went with it.
Here we go. Big opportunity here for him. This could be good. It's tragic.
This is another buy round.
Boo, trying to back him up
this is another round potentially where Heretics win a round and then get insta reset.
Does recover the
would be a nightmare.
That will be filtered back through, but oh man, this is unpleasant viewing.
Yeah, Doombros, this is the round you're talking about. Doombros said that Heretics have a strat where Kellogg's dies and then Weber 3Ks.
Yeah, just reconsidering that.
So, mate, if it actually happens, that would be wild.
Timing on that just to make
sure.
on
the blade. That's a paint shell as well. We'll stall things out. Now, if Over gets played in, is he? Yeah, he will hear these steps come
Over has a molly. He has a good setup here.
All right, got to be ready for this though.
Molly's nice.
They're already on the site, or at least one is. That's Starkzo. Gets ahead of all that utility. Orbital strike does go in. It's only forced the players forward, but it's kept them a little bit safe. Counter ult goes back. That's going to at least hinder 2, maybe 3 players, but it is going to be Mixwell and Weber.
Weber 3K.
Value. And keep in mind that Boo has also slipped the net. Now the spike's down, and this is just bizarre.
Doesn't even need to.
What a strange set of events. As Trex is your last man alive. Koi making a meal out of this one.
Well, it's 2 rounds now that they've completely overcooked. It's another example of 5v4 here for
yeah,
Koi.
5v4 in this one.
To try and manipulate
honestly,
these
Mixwell did pretty good.
Force
I'm not sure. Not sure the shots that were hit. I feel like Koi had a lot of util in this for this to crumble this bad. I kind of want to see replay. Were there no smokes here or something?
They're going back on themselves a couple of times. If you feel contact at the point at which, 45
initial
seconds on the clock,
brim
you're drifting back towards the second site, option B, for example. At some point, you have to commit to it.
It's strange the lack of or the abundance of hesitation we're seeing.
So did they try and do a fast A and invested? The only thing I can think of is they tried to do a fast A. They invested smokes. It got shut down, so then they called to go back, and then there's nothing to block this. That's the only thing I can think of.
Anyway, irrelevant now. Starkzo starting to heat up. This is better. A little bit more punchy, a little bit more confident. Got to be careful to not overdo it though. It's a fine balance. As Kellogg's now gets his opportunity, the flash will.
Damn, that's a really bad round.
Another example, they dip in, find
honestly, the calling from Koi feels a little bit.
Yeah, the mid-rounding has been awful so far.
Okay, yeah, I mean, he said it for me.
Okay, that's good. That's reached just enough to find Boo, so he has to fall away from position. Got to choose where to invest these smokes, and the support is there. Oh, Mixwell just going astray. Not going to get any real connection on that. And this is when I start getting worried.
Yeah, the casters are really going into there. I'm enjoying it.
If they wait behind this now and Koi re-hit, it's actually really, really good. It's only a trade, though, initially, and Boo's found 2.
Yeah, Boo's still alive on the side. Trex just demolishes Kellogg's. Boo's still alive, finally goes down. Okay, Plant gonna come in. Over, last one alive. Your hand gestures, Michael. Oh.
I don't know what I'm watching in some of these scenarios.
It's a game that started about 10:30.
It's descended into madness in a couple of these situations. Like I said, in this one, at least credit Koi there. They wait behind that initial pressure, then they re-hit. They know the Heretics have burnt up a lot to try and stall out that first wave of pressure. And even here, it's a much deeper investment to this opening engagement. Starzo commits to it. Not entirely sure how you've taken nothing off that, but okay.
Cool.
Why does he
have 2 back-to-back replays that just aren't very nice to watch.
No, this game is not nice to watch right now. 3 to 8. We carry on. A couple of ults to play in Starzo, so here's your jump over Kellogg's invest.
They're absolute savages.
Heretics should be. Best they can do, maybe 4 rounds would be.
That's so good. They're absolute savages today. It's incredible. They're not wrong. They're definitely not wrong. I'm just enjoying how brutally honest they're being.
This stun's coming into tower and Starzo's going to showstopper up it. Or maybe just the nade.
There's the pain shot. And here we go. Yeah, he's gone. I'll do it all.
Alright, respect though.
Boo's gone.
That was nice.
Looking a
had a good idea they would be closer with the shorty.
Now. Bless his heart.
Oof.
What are you meant to do?
Jesus.
Back to the wall. A messy spray. But Starzo doing really well at entries here. He's succeeding in an incredible situation. Kel's being given nothing. No one's peeking towards him here. Coldamenta can't really cross out, but even at that point, what are you meant to do here? Mixwell, Weber and Kellogg's noted too. Oh man, this is getting harder and harder for them to find their way back in on. Do they have anything to really work with? A little bit. Weber's got a little bit. There it is.
Nice flash.
Trying to work off that is Kellogg's. Lovely. Not bad at all. Trying to make the best of a bad situation. And they're doing some serious damage.
It's unlucky. It was a really good try. 11 HP. Stoxo got that extra kill.
Tap on the spike.
Oh, wait, 11 HP.
Where's the final player?
It's gambled wrong.
Whoa.
It was just a gamble. And Starzo may be low, but I don't think he's low enough.
What?
Oh, it's all but
that
over.
Missed?
That's going to be Koi. Pushing themselves forward. Keeping a very strong advantage on this half.
Yeah, massive lead coming out from this. And unfortunately, I think the headline here is just
to watch, man.
Heretics not winning gunfights the same way they were. They were brimming with confidence. They were stacked up as 2,
I think for a double duelist comp, they were very passive. Yeah, really passive. I thought they were just going to walk A main every single time and like reach flash through.
Back into whatever it was that sparked that into them before.
You came to my stream after seeing that, man. I'd just be turning it back off.
Give it a go. The
It's not
worst that can
worth
happen
it.
is you lose out. You've got 3 rounds anyway. Give it a crack.
Well, that's the thing. At the point where it's 7-1 down on the half, throw something out, see what sticks. If it did work so well for you last week, that's what I'm a little curious about. Credit to Koi though, in a couple of these adjustments. The mid-rounding wasn't great.
It did look like the shot was on a little bit to the left of him.
Yeah, but a couple of these decisions where they're looking to manipulate rotations did look very good.
Yeah, I think we saw that there is still core problems with
The satchel was the one that got me there.
I enjoyed the satchel. They're still trying to work through that, but for now, they're doing okay. They've managed to kind of carve out a very good half for themselves.
And a big thing as well, we didn't see much aggression from Heretics on the defense, but Wolfen at least keeping in check that red flag, which is your Sentinel having, I think it was 5 first deaths on their attacking half or something. At least the one time we did see him die in underpass, Koi then try and react very quickly off that. They read into the fact that Heretics, they think they found the lurker, we're going to come back and hit that site. It was the decision-making slightly after that then was the concern, but at least for me, that's a huge positive, especially for somebody that's been under heavy criticism, playing the Jet primarily here. That's a huge positive for me. the other thing as well, this switch out with the Rays, I think Starzo's actually embracing this kind of aggression.
Their watch songs, yeah, they would be ruthless, I reckon.
Primarily been playing the initiators, and
it would be fun to do. Again, I do think like
would definitely reflect in your duelist playstyle. Starzo's one of those players.
Just like a chilled out watch party can be pretty fun. Like the old patch I used to do, right? When they did watch parties and they'd have like a sofa with loads of people chatting. That's kind of what I wanted to do at one point. Maybe next season we'll talk about doing it.
It always made me a fan of Soulcast. I actually was. You know, just give him a nice little OP character for a little while.
Just for like a week, just to try it, like at the venue.
3 rounds. I need to see a whole character change almost from Heretics. I need them to kind of wipe the slate clean again and
when I'm dropped
even
down.
Here, what we're looking at, it's a very different look down on stage this week. Again, yes, we're a huge round deficit. Sure, they're not going to be on their feet chanting, but they were riding that wave last week.
And I get it's not easy, right? I get it. It's not fun to be sat towards the lower end of the league, to having rough times.
And you're certainly not on your feet about a 9-3 half.
No, but you're not good. So it's like you can either try and
longest watch party. No, I'm pretty confident we did a 16-hour stream at one point. Watch party, I can't remember.
As it stands, we're
going
to find out if they can kindle
EMEA
some of that,
and then
bring some of that fire back
NA
into
or
this game.
something.
We are going to have a quick flank on
it was
our
a while
hands
ago.
as well.
I can't remember for sure.
Play of over there and
I feel like I've done a 16-hour stream.
Actually, I think he's had to deal with the reveal here, so Boo could be isolated in the air. Starzo swings onto that. Body's invested behind this. Actually, Coldamenta wisely mitigating damage here towards Spawn. He's playing very deep, waiting for this 3-man clearance to come through, but he's found 3!
There he is! Rock solid play from Avova. Need to see more of that from him. This could be the spark of confidence. I want to see him almost overreact. I want to see them absolutely back in this game off it.
Oh, it's unlucky.
Yeah, Coldamenta will find Avova getting a little too curious, but Kelos will pick up the slack.
I mean, nice shots from him. In terms of the pistols, it's 1-1. They could do it back to them.
They can carry this through now, build themselves a little bit of a bankroll. This was beautiful to isolate the first 2 and then the third.
Nice.
I mean, Shados can't even really discredit his spacing here. It's Strex and Starzo that unfortunately just lose out on a couple of taps.
Thank you, bro.
Again, even here, very different this week.
Yeah,
very different this week.
And I hate it because I feel like such a fraud.
Honestly,
such a mental game, but
why not?
It is.
It really is.
For a team that's down
this
bad,
I'm up at 9 AM if I can. I'm up too early for that.
Okay, what do we have on the other side? Frenzy for Starzo, Shados, and a shorty for Wolf, and the rest are on Classics. Okay, a little bit of util. Kelly's going to catch Coldamenta. So that's not bad.
Did 14 hours 38 minutes last year for my longest stream. Okay, then that, I reckon that sounds like that might be my longest one.
Truly.
Oh, we're easily going to beat that today.
Good stack from Koi though, as it stands.
There's a third map in this game, I feels like.
They will walk into the 3 players. Dangerous to play towards tower though, when you know there could be shorties, frenzies.
Yeah, you almost want them to funnel to site here.
Yeah, I feel like that might be the case.
Not with the stun, I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh dear. It's still not really moved yet. it's a nuisance, but it's not the end of the world. Shados can't make anything of it. It was a valid attempt just to swing through the smoke, try and get something going, but not going to happen. Now they know of 1 in here, they may not know of 2. There's going to be Trex, and that's ridiculous. Going to find Boo, plant in.
Thank God you hit that.
Hungry for the weapon. They should know that Wolfen's up here as well, Kellogg's. This is, oh dear, it was the poison chalice. They all wanted a bit of it. They fall
not too bad. Do we get any upgrades? I was going to say there's an upgrade to get in heaven here. Not too bad. And not too bad for this. And this can be a rifle over towards here. But we have knives if he wants to save a lot of money.
And looking very healthy, to be honest, in terms of the funds.
Yeah.
3 rifles here. Yes, 2 of them are Bulldogs, but come into this very well equipped.
It's it's the guard against someone, and then NAT playing DSG, I think, but I can't remember who the guard's playing.
Starzo does complete. I think he maybe bought a rifle,
Mad Lions,
dropped it on the floor, but I thought maybe he dropped a rifle across to somebody else.
There we go. There's that Blade Storm. Kellogg's quickly towards that, bolstering this purchase. Starzo going to give away a little bit of intention here. And quite early work towards other utility.
This is a really good bonus.
So not going to be too telling, but it's going to make you feel that pressure towards A. I wonder if they draw the 4th man over, or if they're happy to commit with this aggression committed towards A main control. They are committing the 4th, and the timing is really right here.
And they're going to the right side at the moment. How long are these going to take to get info?
Don't want to see him commit
going for a 4-1. We have 1 chance to kind of kill them through. We have 2 chances with this trip. This is a nice trip. That's a nice trip. I like that.
Considering the horn just went over and got destroyed, they got to know it was coming, but sadly for Wolfen now, he feels less impactful to this. He has to sit back and respect it a little bit. This is a great call
they take
coming
sight
out
into
from
full
Heretics.
retake. Mixwell just straight up, heads up spam, changes position as well. This is nice.
Knows there's a rifle just down there, but it's probably guarded.
A very hard. Oh, yeah, crazy guy.
Wolfen was waiting. And now they get their opportunity to start stepping towards that site.
A little overzealous there on that, but again, a 4v4 presented.
Trying to catch him. Basically, he's trying to catch him off guard. Like they're doing a retake, so they're gonna have their util in the hand. That's like the plan behind it.
Lovely damage.
I want to say Weber flashed him as well, maybe.
Down to 1. And now the back line of Heretics
is
all here, basically. Kellogg's finally brought into effect, spotted just a pixel out of place of Starzo. And the tap on the spike should force the hand. Where is the additional player? It's just going to be Kellogg's right now, taking all of this fight. Finally, Weber makes his appearance, gets deleted, but time is over. It's gone in Heretics.
Bonus goes in and they kill everyone.
That's a big one to swing and convert here. Koi, as close to broke as, yeah, trying to do a timeout before this gets outrageous. Money's really good as well from Heretics, and it can get even better against this eco. Heretics clawing their way back into this. Bladestorm paying dividends for them.
If only they started attacking. I mean, maybe they knew they only needed 3. But
they come through onto the spike. Was that from
as long as we get 3 rounds?
Didn't even know actually.
Maybe they only needed 1.
Again, there was something there where Starzo's holding the angle and didn't feel at least comfortable about getting the half defuse. Curious what the adjustment is here for Koi, because Heretics, again, it's not as if they're kind of doubling down on this approach to some of the rounds. Kellogg's has played very passively in the first 2. He's obviously got the Bladestorm, but it's not as if
he uses his mouse with his left hand. You're talking about Kellogg's here.
A little overzealous, a solo mission to maybe find something else ahead of the retake coming through, but I'm curious what the response from Koi will be here.
I went to LAN again. I've told this story before, but I went to LAN with someone that did this, and it was like my mouse mat was here, and then his mouse mat was here. The amount of times like we would just hit hands, just literally, it would be so annoying. I'd go for like a swing over towards here, and he'd go for a swing, and his hand's just in the way. Mate, I'm never sitting next to a person who's left-handed mouse again. It's not a thing.
By all accounts, this is the perfect start you could imagine into a half when you have only 3 rounds.
Just holding hands. It's not even though, it's just like forceful.
The orbital strike and the lockdown.
He was in chat earlier, actually. I should have called him out.
Trax is lucky to still be standing as already Wolfen's fallen. And they might try and up the tempo here, but we can see what's happening. It is going to be a 3-play push over towards A. They're trying to get behind them here, but already eyes have turned. I think Weber's already looking towards this. Maybe curious whether there's been any additional pressure. The timing here.
Oh, that's fine. Turret's there.
Thankfully, turret in place is going to ring the alarm bells. But there's a lot of over here. Did he get noted?
Vova can just tuck in though. Oh, I love that.
He fell away just before, but he's still actually going to find 1. Does get traded, so rifle goes loose.
And Trex did get detained, but not able to close it out. Now Boo secures the kill. Coldamenta lands a Sheriff headshot here. 2v3 now.
You've still got utility to try and make some pressure happen towards site. They can cross on this.
I mean, dare I say, another kill. They got the orbital strike.
That's kind of funny though. Fair play.
They kind of need to get going though.
This is a big investment for Avova to throw in the lockdown. Maybe just say it with, let's use it whilst the orbital strike's not there. It can't be cancelled out in a buy round, but you'd want, with that investment, this to be as close to clean as possible.
Last player standing.
I genuinely thought they could have made an attempt at that, if I'm honest.
Pretty good damage.
Definitely after the second kill comes through, there's a chance maybe it's off timing with Shados' utility. They haven't got a fault line to clear out some of the close angles. I don't know, but they just haven't played exits towards B main where they've shown presence. So
know what's going there.
Right.
Arcade, at least try and pick up
Second buy round for Koi. This is probably what the timeout was for. You would like to think. Very close to a lot of these ults.
You almost want the exits here.
Brim ult is out. Raze ult relatively close. These are really far away.
To just throw a purchase off here.
It's a really important round for Koi to win because this is getting kind of close.
Now, as the scoreline is getting drastically closer, this one could be huge.
Oh yeah, that one's a little bit rough.
Overwhelmed that time.
It was nice though. Koi had a good idea this was going to happen, so nice reactive stun and swing from them. They were out of the way of the stun as well. I like that.
Opening duels here this week. Even from the first
you're going to be smoking this, but you're probably going to beat it.
A very strong start. Picking the pace up here in the second.
The camera's going to spot. He's going to hear the trip at least.
He got so deep even before that point. No one's really shouldering this site, so they get so much access towards
Waiting for the plant first, then the cam, then the ping, then the spam.
Doing on purpose, Koi. You wouldn't sit this deep and give up full site control at this point otherwise. Trex just got Weber. I don't know how. And now you've got the ult coming through, so this is now going to get scary. There's a lot of players behind it. Trying to scatter.
I mean, it's a 3-on-3 now. Ignore me.
Joined by Boo, they find Trex and Starkzo. And now they bring it down to a very reasonable 3v3, but bear in mind there are ults now. 35 seconds still to play with, means it's still feasible, but you're going to run out of smokes and other utility.
The Boo's already out of smokes. Again, the last one was used here to try and cover and secure this plant. They need to
That's
get it
everything
down
to stop this, right?
Will do that, but potential for him to be isolated in this default corner.
I don't think he can get away. He's going
to have a good crossfire if he tucks in, or he swings out.
Is good for one, not anymore though. Orphan warming into this.
Oh man, they had a good.
Shados was there to catch him.
This is what kills me about Kellogg sometimes is it's kill, and like he did great. It should be kill, then you tuck in, then this guy kills the person that's swinging, then you can kill the last person. But instead he kills, swings out, and then just isolates the one-on-ones.
For Starzo perfectly.
Sometimes you gotta have the. Sometimes you gotta have the chill.
Beautiful way to respond back into this round.
Come on, let's go, Wolfen.
Yeah, 2 big kills from Wolfen actually there.
Prime G2 right there. EMEA, what's up? Good to see. How's the Bacan gifting EMEA into the Slug Club as well? Bacan's making all the friends today. Oh my goodness.
Of the ult as well, so this is a little wild, but he's going for it.
Everyone's avoided it. They get good info. They reactively take over towards A. Not too bad in terms of the money. Pretty low. That's straight up kill. Where's my smoke at heaven?
Wolfen's got to be careful here. Just about to slip away quietly from the pressure.
Why is the smoke so late?
Patiently with that shorty, but Boo seems all too aware. Ult's just about everywhere. This is going to get messy. Sending in all that they have. It's Starzo to do well, but it's quickly traded out with into a 3v2. Make it now just a 2v2. As the spike's still ticking and they're holding on to this well enough, and it looks like Koi then want to take some space, try and dominate some of this. Smoke towards the site, and Avova going to be stunned up now. He's not going to find it so easy to challenge, does he dare? He does, and he loses. And now
nice shots from Shados.
Koi correcting.
Oh man, if there was a smoke heaven, I think this is a different round. It felt like there was a miscomm or something, because it was smoke, this guy died, and then we smoked it. Then we smoked drop. A little bit gutting on that one. Nice shots from Shados. Heretics timeout coming in. At least I win something a sub. Gonna need this when I'm jobless. Damn it. I haven't actually checked how the G2 games are going. Is it really that bad? You lot are fine. You're in playoffs, so it doesn't really matter too much.
That composure definitely missing, and it's evident once again in the second half in a few of these rounds.
Yeah, and this is the timeout that
oh, it's bad.
Going to call it a bit earlier than this, but
wait, 0 and 3? Oh god.
Again, if you are looking at this,
who have you? Wait, who?
How much do they have to
do I even want to know? Who have you lost to so far?
Small adjustments, if anything, or maybe just a
0-4. Oh Jesus, EMEA was
calling out some deep strats at this juncture. You are 11 to 7.
You wish. I wish it was 0-3. Oh no. You lost to OR.
That's the first time we commented obviously on the Starzo ultimate, but at least Koi now taking a leaf out of the book of the first half, I guess.
Wait, are you definitely in playoffs? I think you need to win one game or something, right?
The hand of Heretics, not allowing them to set
might have to win one game, maybe.
Closer, which a couple of times we've seen Wolfen preemptively rotate. We've seen couple of other members of Koi actually. It's been across
You
the
should
board,
still be in playoffs, I think.
Heretics have had opportunities to find themselves favorable engagements in terms of headcount towards a site. First example, I think we've seen Koi, at least on a bye round, looking to take the initiative. Weber loves a Guardian.
Weber really does love a Guardian, it's true, yeah, he keeps buying it.
Maybe prioritising obviously any
But he's
investment in utility in the
probably
previous
prioritising
round,
all the
but must win here with what's left in the bank.
You need to win one for your job, but not for the playoffs.
All right, lovely work towards Mixwell.
Damn,
Beautiful little
okay.
setup there. No one going to do it for a second time of asking, but that was
There
very
is,
nice.
we are so close to so many ults.
Nice contact play off the cam.
It's a little bit devastating the Mixwell goes down.
Unfortunately, it's Mixwell once again, who another untraded first death for him.
Losing equals
Heretics now
learning,
forced to try and
exactly.
recover a 4v5. If over trying to build closer and closer to that lockdown,
Exactly that.
this is precarious to go for that.
Losing
solo.
equals
Triple
learning.
swing comes
Oh
onto it, and it's
boy.
Kellogg's behind to fall.
No, we
And
just
all
got
of
the
that for
ults.
lockdown, but
Yeah.
now they only have
It was
3
nicely done
players to
from
make
Koi though
something
to have a
with it.
punish of
They're
this,
still gonna commit
but we
on
still
this.
put it in. They're the kings of 3v5s putting ults into
I mean,
it.
Koi can just back up. They have a 5v3 retake now.
Yes, they
It's
do. And not on the site yet. Where is that spike?
Oh, I
Still
like
not
this.
crossed
Koi
yet.
kind of
This
looking.
is, worrying me.
Koi
Okay,
kinda
now
looking
it's
good for this
on the
one.
site. They will get the plant down. Took a
They need
couple
a
extra
hero in
seconds
terms
than
of
I would like,
Heretics.
but it's fine. But yeah, this is going to have to be an
What
over-delivery
the?
from someone like Avova.
Damn,
who's
you
looking up to the
baited him
challenge,
that
so he does
hard?
get to.
You
That's
dirty
pretty,
dogs.
important. We're now down to
That's
feasible.
outrageous.
Weber has ult. Boo needs to be played in on this. And he's going to do the best he can, right? 2 through main, 1 coming through Canteen.
You
Lovely
deserve
work
to
towards
lose this
Cordamenta.
round
Needs to
after I've
adjust
seen
position,
that.
and he does
No
do just
way.
that. Trex and Stars are on the other side. What can they do? Boost slipped away into the night, but can they isolate Weber? Yes, they can. No,
Oi,
through
that's
the
luck.
smoke. Only so much Boo could do. They tried to make something out of it.
Jesus.
All that effort for the lockdown, but losing so much on the way to it.
It's like Kellogg's getting punished.
Mate,
behind
that
the
was
orb retrieval there.
outrageous. Absolutely sold
Definitely
him.
make it feasible, especially when it's a 4v5. You get the lockdown invested. Yeah, I mean, that's, yeah, seeing how he did fall. Koi were waiting though. They almost waited too long. Avova had retrieved the orb, able to back away and then catch Kellogg's on the
Yeah, they
retreat.
made that one doable.
So an unfortunate sequence of events there. We saw the triple swing commitment
Okay,
from site there.
5 chances for Koi to take this.
So great read from Koi, actually. Awareness that Heretics were on a little PvE.
This just looks bursty, doesn't it? I feel like this is not going to have too much complexity to it. It's annoying as hell. Oh dear, Wolf, and that's very
nice
ratty.
setup.
Kellogg's, bless his heart, blade still on, feeling
Man,
good.
it
given
looks so
space.
brutal from our
punished.
it looks so funny from our POV because he just jumps
They'll give
into it.
themselves a man advantage here in the retake once again.
That's a sick trip though. I like it.
The head count advantage for them. Boo's going to have his hands full towards Canteen here. Sorry, towards Arcade.
Yeah, 3 players. And his barrel shown for sure. Starzo's
Oh,
got to know
man,
this.
the
Yeah,
timing.
he does. It's
What
not
the
clean
hell?
enough though. Starzo gets put to bed early, but Boo's fallen pretty quickly. Cordamenta's ult's the one to find Weber. Bring it just to Avova and Mixwell. Avova had a key round earlier. Needs a bit more of that, and Mixwell hit and
Mixwell's
miss.
got to go
And
huge.
needs to hit more than
Fun.
miss. Already going to find 1, but a little late on the paint shell. Allows Cordamenta the room to breathe. And now it's all of over and down to 2 HP. He can try and buy time,
Okay.
but he can't buy back
But yeah,
any
they were pretty much
HP.
in control
So
of this one.
vulnerable.
Heretics
Get
gave it a
through
little
this
go
game
at the end.
Got a little close.
Yeah, a few of the
They kept
3v5s with
their
the ults into
Absolutely.
it looked kind of
Looking
close.
way better in some of these rounds. We still see
Lotus
some
should
of
look a lot better. They look
glaring
great on
issues
this
with
time.
Koi's approach,
They look
I
great on
guess,
this last time,
overall
especially
in
with
some of these
Weber
rounds,
on the sky.
More so on the first half.